Hey guys, today I'm going to be giving you my WrestleMania 42 predictions. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. First up, you got the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, and I Show Speed versus LA Knight and the Usos in a six-man tag team match. Now, I think for this match that probably LA Knight and the Usos will win. I mean, I Show Speed cost the Usos the tag team titles a couple of weeks ago. Division won those titles. Those titles are not on the line in this match, as it is a 3-on-3 match. And I just think that we're going to see LA Knight and the Usos win because they've been both getting screwed, LA Knight and the Usos, the last couple of weeks by I Show Speed. So I think that this will be where the tide will turn a little bit, and I think that LA Knight and the Usos will win this match. Next up, we got Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. And in this match, there's no question Jacob Fatu is going to win. Drew McIntyre's job at this point in WWE is to lose, as he won the title a couple of months ago. He lost it back to Cody pretty quickly, and then now he's going against Jacob Fatu. And really, all Drew McIntyre has done in the last couple of years is lose. He loses all the time because he's such a good heel that they book him as the guy to lose because he's so good at being a heel. He's so good at getting heat and getting the babyface over that it's just so easy to put him in that spot to lose. So that's why I think that Jacob Fatu will win this match. We've got the Women's World Championship. Stephanie Vaquer is the champion versus Liv Morgan. And I just think because of the fact that Liv Morgan has been mentioning Stephanie Vaquer's family, mentioning her mother, saying that her mother is trash, and then she attacked her this past Monday on Raw, and it just really seems like the momentum is going to Liv Morgan's way, which usually means that she's not going to win. So I just think that Stephanie Vaquer will probably win just based on the way things have been going lately and the things that Liv Morgan has said. I just think it's one of those things where the writing is kind of on the wall where you can see that she's not going to probably win based on the things that she's saying. Because normally, when someone is saying those kinds of things and getting that kind of heat, they usually don't win the WrestleMania match, the World Championship match. So I think that Stephanie Vaquer will retain the Women's World Championship. And then for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, you have AJ Lee, the champion, versus Becky Lynch. They've been feuding for so long now. It's been months that they've been going at it back and forth. And AJ Lee finally won that title as she has beaten Becky Lynch a few times now. So I just think that from here, you might see this to be kind of the ending of this feud where AJ Lee will retain the title, and then Becky Lynch may move on to bigger and better things, such as the Women's World Championship, as she is on Monday Night Raw. So we could see that happen. I think that AJ Lee will probably win because Becky Lynch will move on to the World Championship. That's what I think. Probably will happen. I think AJ Lee will retain the Intercontinental Championship. And then we have a fatal four-way tag team match for the Women's Tag Team Championships, as the champions, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, will face three other teams, which are Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and then Brie and Nikki Bella, the Bella Twins. I don't know. This is a tough one because I just don't really think anyone cares about the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, people can act like they care, but they don't. They don't care about this because they've done nothing to make it interesting. They've done nothing to make you care about the women's tag team championships. So I'm just going to say that Bayley and Lyra Valkyria will win. And then we have Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Now, of course, with this match, there really hasn't been much of a build up because this match was most likely supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker, but things just didn't work out because Seth Rollins was injured, and then Seth Rollins came back. Then Braun Breaker got hurt, and the timing just didn't work out, and things just fell through with that. And then, of course, Bronson Reed got hurt too. So the vision really got screwed up by all of that. Whatever their plans were for the vision, they definitely had to scrap it and come up with something else. So Seth Rollins was going to go against Braun Breaker, I'm sure, but since that didn't happen, they had to pivot and come up with something else for Seth Rollins, and they landed on Gunther versus Seth Rollins, where there isn't much of a story there really. But I mean, what can they do? They didn't really expect this to happen. They had their match planned with Rollins and Breaker, and it just didn't work out that way. But what I think will happen in this match is that Braun Breaker probably is medically cleared at this point. So I think that what will happen is they'll just have this match, and then Braun Breaker will interfere and he'll run in the ring and spear Seth Rollins or something like that. I don't think Seth Rollins will get pinned by Gunther. I think that Braun Breaker will attack him and the referee will see it and then they'll ring the bell and Gunther will lose the match via disqualification. And that would continue the feud between Rollins and the Vision. I mean, that story isn't over. Seth Rollins said that he is back to kill the Vision. So the way that that would continue would be Braun Breaker interferes, and there is no winner or loser in this match. That's what I think will happen. I don't think Gunther's going to win. If there was going to be a winner, if we knew for a fact that there will be a winner of this match, it would be Seth Rollins. But I just think that Braun Breaker is going to interfere, and that will continue the feud between Seth Rollins and the Vision. And in the night one main event, you have Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, versus Randy Orton. And I just think that Randy Orton is probably going to win this match based on the fact of them getting Pat McAfee involved. And then Pat McAfee said that if Randy Orton loses, that he will leave the WWE forever. He will never be on WWE television ever again. And I just don't think that that's going to happen. I just don't think so. And you've been having Jelly Roll involved in this whole storyline where he was teaming with Randy Orton last year and he became buddies with him. And then now Randy Orton has turned heel and has turned on Jelly Roll. He RKO'd Jelly Roll. And now you have Pat McAfee aligning himself with Randy Orton. And then Jelly Roll is kind of on Cody's side. So I think a lot of people are expecting there's going to be a tag team match at Backlash between Cody and Jelly Roll versus Pat McAfee and Randy Orton. And I just think that the only way that you would continue that would be is if Cody Rhodes loses. If Cody Rhodes was to beat Randy Orton, then the story is over with. The babyface won and the story's over with, and there's nothing else to do. Pat McAfee would leave WWE forever, and Cody is still the champion, and the story is over with. So the only way that the story is going to continue is if Randy Orton wins the title and becomes a 15-time world champion. And I think that that's probably what's going to happen. And now for the night two matches. First off, you got Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Now, I think that this should be an easy decision. Obafemi should win this match. There should be no question about that. If anyone in that creative room in WWE questions that, they should be fired. And there's just no question about it. Obafemi should be beating Brock Lesnar, and that would really establish Obafemi as a dominant threat and as a dominant wrestler in WWE. I mean, what other way could you build up someone as a major star than to have them beat Brock Lesnar in their WrestleMania debut? There's no one else that you could beat that would really do that. So I think that Obafemi needs to win, and I think that Obafemi will win against Brock Lesnar. And then you have the six-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship with Penta versus Rusev versus JD McDonough versus Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans versus Rey Mysterio. I think outside of JD McDonough, any of the other five guys could win. They had Rusev this past Monday on Raw go through everyone and just take everyone out. So I just don't think that he's going to win. Penta is the current champion, and he very well could win the match and retain the title. I don't know if Rey Mysterio is going to win because there's been rumors about him potentially retiring soon. And of course, we know if he's going to be retiring anytime soon, his last match will probably be against Gunther. So I don't know if Ray's going to win. I don't think he will. I don't think he needs to win. I mean, he's Rey Mysterio. He's already a Hall of Famer. He doesn't need to win this title. They need to go with someone younger, someone up and coming, someone like Javon Evans, and that's what I think that they're going to do. The WWE Women's Championship, Jade Cargill faces Rhea Ripley, And I just think this should be a no-brainer. Rhea Ripley should win this match. I think that they've realized that Jade Cargill just doesn't have it, and her title run didn't really go well. I just don't think she's that good. I don't think she can wrestle. She's got the look. She looks like a superstar, but she just doesn't have it. She's not great at cutting promos, and in the ring, she's just atrocious. So I just don't think that she needs to retain this title. Obviously, if she retains the title, it would be by cheating. She's not going to pin Rhea Ripley clean. That's just not going to happen. Rhea Ripley is the greatest women's wrestler in WWE right now, if not of all time. So I think that Rhea Ripley is going to win and she's going to become the WWE Women's Champion. For the United States Championship, you have Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Again, this should be a no brainer. Sami Zayn should not win this match. Trick Williams should win this match and become a United States champion. I just don't see how anyone in their right mind would want Sami Zayn to win over Trick Williams. Now, last week on SmackDown, Sami Zayn did get booed by the crowd just because of the way that he won that title, where Carmelo Hayes was screwed by Trick Williams and Sami Zayn took advantage of it. They could be going in the direction of having Sami Zayn turn heel and if they wanted to, so I think he could get a lot of heat if he was to cheat Trick Williams and win this title. But I don't know. I think Trick Williams might just win the match. To be honest, I don't know. Don't know which way they're going with this. It could go either way, honestly. But I'm going to say that Trick Williams will be your new United States champion. Next up, you got Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This is a no brainer, I think, as well. I think Finn Balor's going to win this match. I don't think there's any way Dirty Dominic wins. He could, but I just think that Finn Balor needs to win this match. They've been booking him like a jobber the last couple of years. He finally left the Judgment Day after they teased that for a long, long time. I just think if they're going to build him back up as a top star in WWE, he's got to win this match. And I think that he will. And then in the main event on night 2 of WrestleMania, you've got the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk versus the OTC Roman Reigns. Now, this match is probably, to me, the biggest toss up on this whole WrestleMania card. It could really go either way. CM Punk could retain this title and it would be good. Roman Reigns could win this title and it would be good. These are two of the top stars in WWE. Either one of them being champion would be a good idea. And that's why they had Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble to go against CM Punk. This will be far better than the main event of night 2 last year. Last year's main event was pathetic. And this one will just blow that out of the water no matter what the result is, whether it's CM Punk, whether it's Roman Reigns, it doesn't matter. It'll be better than last year. But I just think the way that things have been going for a while for WWE, something needs to change. WWE has not felt like WWE for about 2 years. When Roman Reigns lost the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, WWE really has not been back at that level since he lost that title. It was so built up at that point when he was champion, and on that day that he lost it, it was just at such a peak. And things have really been brought down since then. And it hasn't really been as exciting. Last year's WrestleMania season, it just didn't feel like WrestleMania season. This year, it's been a little bit better than last year, but it still, to me, doesn't really hit like it did WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40 is one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. But WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. It's like the Super Bowl of WWE. It's got to feel important. It's got to feel like a big deal. And last year it didn't. And this year it's a little bit better than last year. But things just haven't been as good as they were 2 years ago. And maybe that's just because of The Rock being involved in the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns storyline. But that storyline was so good. Even if it didn't have The Rock, it still would have been good. And it was good, even before The Rock got involved. So I think that WWE needs a change. And I think that Roman Reigns needs to win this title. He needs to win it. WWE needs him to win this title. And I just think the viewership would go up. I think that the ratings would go up if Roman Reigns is to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. And that's what I'm going to say as my pick. I'm going to pick Roman Reigns to win this match and to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. So that's all my predictions for WrestleMania. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments. Give me your predictions. Which ones do you agree with? Which ones do you disagree with? Let me know in the comments.